Welcome. Today, we're thrilled to introduce you to HSD Patient Engagement, the most user-friendly pre-assessment and two-way patient texting tool for ASCs. Before we dive into the product, let's discover how HSD Patient Engagement is transforming the patient experience prior to surgery. HSD Patient Engagement eliminates the tedious process of calling patients for their health history. By utilizing our online pre-assessment form, you can speed up the process of gathering patient health history, improve patient communication and safety, and save valuable time for your staff. With HSD Patient Engagement's patient texting solution tool, you can significantly reduce procedure delays and cancellations with automated text reminders and two-way texting capabilities, strengthening the continuum of care through meaningful patient communication. Additionally, HSD Patient Engagement automatically flags patient text messages based on their responses, streamlining message handling for your ASC. And with its integration with HSD Case Coordination, HSD Patient Engagement uniquely recognizes returning patients upon scheduling by matching details from previous visits, seamlessly updating their cases. Patient access is also made simpler with HSD Patient Engagement by skipping the need for patients to log in and instead provides a secure, unique URL by text or email, making it more user-friendly and accessible for patients. Now that we've explored how HSD Patient Engagement can help your ASC, let's see how it works.
Patient engagement includes single sign-on through Okta, HST's authentication and authorization provider. Every user of HST Case Coordination and HST Patient Engagement will use one set of credentials, an email and password, to access both products. Once logged in, you'll access HST Home, which serves as the launching pad for everything HST. From HST Home, you can navigate to and from HST Case Coordination and HST Patient Engagement using the application navigation. HST Case Coordination and HST Patient Engagement are connected. HST Case Coordination serves as HST Patient Engagement's source of truth for scheduling. Any case created within HST Case Coordination will automatically copy into HST Patient Engagement. Here we have this case. When navigating to HST Patient Engagement and utilizing the filters by date and organization, you can see the same corresponding case within the HST Patient Engagement as you do within HST Case Coordination. Let's review the pre-assessment tab when viewing a patient's case in HST Case Coordination. If you are within HST Patient Engagement, you can navigate to HST Case Coordination and view a specific case by selecting the Go to Case button. When viewing a case in HST Case Coordination, the pre-assessment tab will include the survey and all the questions on the survey, any patient responses to certain questions, the ability to edit responses via the Edit Response button, copy the link, which will copy the unique survey link for this individual patient's case. You may text and email the patient, as well as print the survey. HST Patient Engagement provides a unique form URL for every individual case. This means the form or survey URL is unique to the patient case. The patient does not need to create a profile or verify their identity to access their form. All they need is to receive a text message or email with the link to their survey. Select the link and answer the questions on the form. To view the patient side of HST Patient Engagement or view a specific patient's form from the patient side, you can navigate to HST Case Coordination and select the Copy Link button from within their case. That will copy the survey link for this patient's case. To view that survey, simply paste the URL in another browser and hit Enter. Here you will see the patient side of HST Patient Engagement for that individual patient. When creating a new case in HST Case Coordination, you can start off by using an existing patient or create a new patient. When choosing to create a case from an existing patient, a patient engagement case will show as a repeat patient. A repeat patient is a patient who has attended the organization before or submitted a form for that organization before. HST Case Coordination will look for 3 out of 5 data points to verify a patient's returning status. Here in HSD patient engagement, you can tell that a patient is a repeat from the repeat patient column. You can also see the pre-admission status is needs review. This is an indication that the patient has not reviewed their health history form. The health history form they must review is the last form they completed for this organization. All answers from the previous form they completed will automatically copy to their new case. The patient must review the information and submit the form to change the pre-admission status to a submitted status. Patient engagement separates patient communication and pre-assessment management into 2 tabs, the patient text tab and the pre-assessments tab. As a new organization to patient engagement, the first step to getting started is to set up the health history form where patients will electronically fill out via the pre-assessment setup dashboard. This setup dashboard allows you to view forms, edit forms, delete forms, and/or create new forms. Pre-assessment setup will walk you through a few easy steps to customizing your new health history form, such as starting your form from scratch or by using a template. The form designer offers the tools to customize your form to your organization's specifications, such as numerous question types and detailed configurations. As an example, the question type single select provides you with several ways to customize the question to your needs with different configurations, such as flagging a specific response, displaying options vertically versus the default horizontal view, adding a comment box, sending the question as required, which forces the patient to answer this question before they may submit the form, and branching logic that allows for follow-up questions to appear based on a patient's response to the parent question. In addition to your health history form, pre-assessment setup offers internal forms, which are customized assessments that are printed with the patient's completed health history form. The internal form designer offers the tools to customize the assessment. You can choose to link the internal form to the survey you have created. And furthermore, design the internal form by adding question types to the assessment and choosing layout options. Following the setup of both your health history form and internal form assessments, the next step is to create text messages. The patient text message setup allows you to edit text messages, delete text messages, and/or create new text messages. Auto messages are text messages that are sent to specific patients based on a set schedule. You may also choose to assign rules to a message. An example being to only send this message to patients seeing a specific surgeon or physician. You may also choose to assign patient responses rules that are based on specific patient responses. You can flag specific responses with a triage risk, or you can create an auto response that is sent to the patient based on the response they provided. As an example, if a patient response equals help, then flag the patient response with a triage risk, or respond with a specific message of your choosing, such as asking the patient to contact the facility directly. In addition to auto messages, patient engagement offers text message templates, which can be used as a starting point to sending quick, on-the-fly messages to your patients. A common example used are case delays, which can be used to inform the patient that their procedure has been delayed. Again, you may choose to edit templates or create templates with customizations of patient response rules as well. Now that you have set up your health history form and text messages, you can begin managing your patient cases. The patient pre-assessments dashboard is where you can manage health history forms that have either been completed by patients or need to be completed by patients. This dashboard includes filters that allow you to find patients of a specific need. For example, if you know that a patient has not completed their form, you can choose to select a specific date of their procedure and the status of their form, whether or not they've completed it or not. You can choose to select completed, which will show all the cases assigned for the date of service, the 28th. that are completed. And here you can see completed under pre-admission status. In addition to the pre-admission status, this dashboard also includes helpful information about the patient's case, such as their contact information, whether or not they are a repeat patient, their date of service and time, the physician they will be seeing, their consent status, whether or not they have consented to receiving text messages, any flags that have been assigned to their form based on the response to questions they've provided, any activities or follow-up activities that have been completed by users, and some actions such as showing additional case details about this patient, exporting their survey, either assigning the PDF directly to the patient's case in HSD case coordination, or printing a copy of their health history form and saving it directly to your computer. You may also go directly to the patient's case in HSD case coordination, where you can further manage their case details and see their patient responses to the health history form. You can also choose to edit any patient responses on that health history form. Additionally, you can also choose to batch print multiple surveys at a time. An example being, you would like to save all surveys assigned to a specific date of service. In addition to managing patient pre-health history forms, you can also manage patient text messages via the inbound and outbound tabs. The inbound tab will help you manage any patient responses you may have received. Here you can see all the cases or all the patient cases that you've received responses from. For example, here you can see the patient case, their mobile number, and what their response was to the text message they received. You can also see the text message they responded to under the sent message information. Additionally, you can also see triage or risks assigned to that patient's response. Again, these would have been set up under the message setup, where you chose to set up patient response rules and flag those responses with a specific triage or risk. If you have chosen to do any case that has been assigned a triage or risk, we'll move to the triage tab, which further helps manage the cases that need follow-up. Going back to the inbound patient text dashboard, you can also see additional information such as when a text message response was received, the patient's physician and their date of service and time of procedure. You can also see case details. You can choose to export the conversation you've had with the patient by adding the conversation as a PDF directly to the case in HSD case coordination, or print the copy of that conversation and save it to your computer. And finally, you can also choose to go directly to that case in HSD case coordination for further management of that patient's case. The outbound patient text tab will include any patient cases that have received a text message. You have sent a text message to that patient. Here from the dashboard, you can see again, helpful information or details about the patient's case, such as their name and any contact information you have. You can see whether or not the text message has successfully sent to the patient via the text status, or if the text message failed to be sent to that patient, which further informs you that you need to resend a text message via the actions column. You can also see case times, data services, and time of the procedures, what the message type that the patient receives, and the script of that message. You can see when the text message was sent to that patient and when the patient actually received the text message. You can also choose to assign follow-ups, texted, called, emailed, or if no follow-up is needed, you can assign done. And any activities that a user may have taken to that patient's case would show under the activities column. And furthermore, to help streamline your workflow, you can choose to filter the outbound queue by certain dates and the statuses of a patient's text. For example, if you would like to manage all cases that were unable to receive their text message, you would filter the queue by the response or text status failed. And any case that has the text status of failed would appear in your dashboard below. Similar to if you wanted to see all the cases that have received a text message. Lastly, as a part of your management of patient text communication with your patients, you can choose to send on-the-fly text messages to patients via the inbound tab. To do, you would select the case name, and the on-the-fly text message panel will appear on the left-hand side. And here you can manage any text message you would like to send to the patient outside of any scheduled automated messages that the patient may receive. Here under the Message tab, you can see all the text message history, both what the patient has received, as well as any responses the patient has sent. You can also choose to send a text message, either starting from scratch or by choosing a template that you have created for your organization. You can send the text message right away, or you can choose to schedule that message with a date and time. Additionally, the Queued tab will show any messages that patient is scheduled to receive. And lastly, you can choose to manually opt that patient in or out of receiving text messages. If the patient is already opted in, this toggle would be turned on, and then you can turn it off to opt them out should they express they would no longer like to receive text messages. This concludes our walkthrough of HSD patient engagement. We look forward to streamlining your center's pre-assessment and patient texting experience.